Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Alpha E Mind Mastery's United Earth Angels series, episode 37 already. And we love you, and we're glad that you're with us. So welcome to Disrupting Depression is the topic today. Who am I? I'm Toby Staples. For all those that don't know me, but most of you do. But for those that don't, who am I? Well, I'm an author of 16 books at this point. I am an expert in personal development, a trailblazer in emotional intelligence and mastery. And yes, on a mission to impact 1 million. Simple as that. But what do? I guide anybody feeling conflict, confusion, and chaos back into calmness, clarity, and a vibrant state, living on purpose with intention. And I'm your host of United Earth Angels series. Andy is the co-host. You want to introduce yourself to everybody, please?
Yes, ma'am. Hello. My name is Andy Joe, and I am a fellow Earth Angel, wife, and mom of 11, a published author, an actor, and a singer. And I'm here to help you to come out of the conflict, confusion, and chaos. And Toby has shown me how to help other people as well as coming out of it myself. So there we go.
I love it. You know what? Couple of things before we kick off the episode. Guys, if you want to ring in the new year on a high note, high vibe with gratitude and intention, please come out and join Michael Whitehouse tonight. He's hosting and I'll be co-hosting a New Year's Eve party. Look, if you can't foot the bill for the 20 US for the ticket, put please in caps in your as your promo code and you'll get in free ticket. All right, guys? So that's first and foremost. Please, if you haven't already, register for your Pathways to Paydays Summit if you want to hit your income goals for 2025. Why? Because it's a great opportunity to come together for networking and getting tips and tricks and experts that'll, give you all kinds of tools for those 3 days so you can hit your income goals. Simple as that. Link is there and in the comments. Let's jump right into our episode, Andy. So let's talk about disrupting depression. So,
yes.
Let's start off. What's depression? A depressed state. You don't feel like you've got the energy to move. You're telling yourself shit. You're sitting in stagnancy. You're spinning your wheels in mud. Simple as that. You don't feel capable sometimes to even get in the shower. You don't want to see anybody. You don't want to go outside. You're feeling depressed. A lack of participation in life. Andy, what do you have to say about it?
Well, I know I've been there, and I know Toby's been there. It's hard to get the motivation to want to not be depressed anymore, because when you think about doing something that will get you out of your depressed state, you just don't feel like doing it. You just don't want to get up and get a shower, go outside, get some fresh air. You don't want to be around people. And, it sucks being stuck in that state of mind. But we have to bring ourselves out of it, because there's no pill that'll do it. You know what side effects of a depression pill is? Depression.
And suicidal thoughts and all kinds of things.
Yeah, like I'm already there, Why would I want to take something that's a side effect for the pill? I don't understand it. But yeah, depression, it's hard to get out of, but it is possible. Nothing's impossible if, you follow your heart for it. But we come out of depression. We can help you come out of it too without spending tons of money on doctor bills and pills and getting even more sick because you've been prescribed a medicine. The side effects are worse than the depression. I used to be on depression medicine, anti-anxiety medicine, ibuprofen 800 every day, allergy pill every day, and I haven't taken any pills, not even Tylenol, since February. So, and I have a family history of bipolar, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, in my family.
Oh yeah, depression runs deep in everybody. It
Yeah.
really does. And the first sign of depression is that you don't feel like doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first sign of it. And then the pattern of it sets in. And then it gets worse and worse and worse because of what you're feeding yourself and telling yourself. The story of the depression. They called it chronically depressed after I had my daughter because I just couldn't. But I was also a teenage mom. And I was also trying to do life very unhealed and very traumatized and very fear-based reactive motion in my life. So, yeah, depression. Actually, I suffered even agoraphobia at one point. Didn't want to leave the house. I couldn't do it. It was like I had a difficulty doing everything.
Yeah. I stayed in my bed for long enough for my bed to have a divot where I laid. I gained up to 260 pounds at one point, and when I started losing weight and stuff, I realized how uncomfortable my bed was. That that was that much. My side was that much deeper into the bed than the middle or his side, and I was just like, okay, I didn't know it was that bad. But it had been. We had to get a new mattress.
Yeah, but doesn't that feel great though? It's
Yeah.
coming out of that, seeing the
Oh,
lump
yeah.
there and going, haha, I'm no longer there.
Right. It does. It feels amazing. It feels so much better.
It's
Oreo just whined at me.
it's very empowering.
Yes, it is very empowering to know that I can do it myself without the pills.
Nice. Nice. Well, you know what? The antidepressants that they always tried to give me way back when would make things worse. I've always had a problem with medications. Never mind what it was, my body has always bucked no matter what I was taking. So that's why I just like even now with a little bit of stuff going on in my nose again, I use topical antibiotics. I don't take anything by the mouth.
Yeah.
I've got a really difficult time doing that because I know the side effects and I know that organs break down stuff that is organic, not synthesized and man-made. So, but hey, the way to disrupt depression is to identify it. The minute that you can identify that you are depressed, you can change it. But if you're telling yourself a story that doesn't include the accountability of what's going on with yourself, well, you need to identify it. That's the first thing to disrupt it. Then, with one small change every day over time, you've made many, many, many changes. And that's even in one of my books when it comes to time to making a change. I believe it's in Turning Hell into Heaven. That's how I encourage people to make a change is by one small little thing, that you can change every day to disrupt that pattern, no matter what it is. And you may not be able to get yourself into the shower per se because you just don't feel sluggish. Like you feel sluggish. But should you stop thinking about it and just act right away? And make it a point of when you get up and you eliminate in the morning to go directly in the shower. You do not leave the bathroom. Well, then you will disrupt that pattern immediately. And then once you feel that great, refreshed feeling that a shower gives you, boom, you've started your day on a different flow. But you have to really be vigilant about making those first steps to change, no matter what it is that you're feeling. And we all get minutely depressed when things happen to us in our life. But I encourage everybody never to stay there. Put a timer on it. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're going to feel, but make the change, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Andy, you want to add something in there?
Yeah, I do actually, because my grandma passed away early, like around midnight Christmas morning, and I've accepted the fact that she is happier. She's where she needs to be, around her husband and her youngest child, and she was in pain here. She didn't know anybody. She's back with grandpa after 16 years. So, but am I grieving? Yeah, I am. I'm going to miss her. I got to say goodbye to her. I got to tell her it's okay. She can let go. I got to tell her that I love her. I got to see her a few hours before she passed. Nobody else did. So that brings me peace. But I'm still in grieving. I'm going to miss her. My childhood revolved around my grandparents. Grandpa passed away 16 years ago, and now she's gone. I have memories, of everything. They took me anytime they went out of town. I was their tag along. Mommy couldn't afford to go, so they took me. And, I lived with them for a while back in 1997, 96, my senior year in high school, the beginning of it. Because I didn't want to go to the new high school they had built. They were combining the East End and the West End, and I didn't want to go. So they let me live with them. And, I've got memories from when I lived with them. And, yes, it makes me sad to think that they're both gone. But I'm sitting here smiling. I'm sitting here happy for my grandma that she gets to, reunite with her loved ones. And, I feel it. I feel the sadness. And I have allotted myself that until, her funeral. So, some things you have to feel. Some things you just have to feel, because if you don't feel it, you're going to hold on to it, and it's going to last longer than you want it to. You don't want to stay stuck in that. It doesn't feel good. It's not good for your heart. It's not good for your soul. It's not good for your body. Your body starts showing signs of depression, when weight gain, feeling sick, literally feeling like you're going to throw up. It's just, you have to allow yourself to feel it. And then you have to come out of it. You have to bring yourself out of it, because nothing else is going to do it. Doctors can't do it. They can numb the pain until the side effects of the pills start kicking in. And then you're screwing your whole system up. So you have to feel it. You have to feel it, and you have to bring yourself out of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
No, I agree with you. And you know what? That's why I say put a timer on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you avoid feeling what you need to feel, you're burying it down there, and it's harder to work on it after.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a reason why people get into a slump. There's that initial story of the depression and where it comes from. Or it like could have come from an event that somebody felt the sadness from and stayed in it over a pattern of time. It could have been a situational thing. It could have been, but it all stems from that story that we tell ourselves. And that's why it's so important to change it. So anybody that's feeling depressed, look, lack of sunlight doesn't help. The closing of the year, if you were looking back on your year and you're not feeling like you've acquired or accomplished your heart's desires or your goals, that can put somebody in a state of depression. Why? Because then they start to tell themselves a story of not being good enough or not feeling like they have done enough. Or, there's all kinds of stuff that comes into play there. So you got to identify what it is that you're telling yourself, because you're feeling the same story that you're telling yourself. That's the only thing you're feeling, is whatever you're telling yourself. So the state of depression is actually induced from the self and that story that you tell yourself. So once you can identify what it is that's pushing you into a depressive state, and if you can't, hey, reach out. 30 minutes free with me in the comments. Well, definitely, I will identify in you what your problem is right away. Immediately. There's no way that you could have a talk with me and not figure out what your problem is, because I could smell that on you, like cologne, actually, because of the level of self-mastery I've attained. Hey, if I could resurrect my body from the dead, I could definitely tell you what's wrong with you.
That's a fact.
But there are things you can do. And one of them, the answer to it is not shoving a pill down your throat. No, it's not. No. That's going to keep you in that state. And that's actually what the medications do, is to keep you taking them and keep you believing that you need them. Yep. But your body is the biggest chemical factory. And should you do the right things, well, you can easily disrupt depression. It's not hard to do. It's making those small little changes daily that over time, it's baby steps. Well, looking back on baby steps, you've made giant leaps in life by taking those baby steps to change and to disrupt depression, no matter how it looks to you. But yes, there's a lot of things that induce depression. Death of a loved one, death of a spouse, death of a family member, loss in general. No matter if it's a person, place, or thing, you have to grieve your loss. Even as you're evolving and changing and growing as an individual, you must take the time to grieve the loss of your old self, to really, really embody the new self, consciously, on purpose, with intention. Yes, you do. And it may sound crazy to most, but no, grieving process, yes, there's 5 stages to grief, and you have to deal with them and go through every stage of them with the right mind frame. So anything that doesn't make you feel good, that you allow for yourself to sit in a long period of time, can bring on depression for you because of the story that you're telling yourself. And how does it appear? You don't feel like doing anything. You don't get up and shower. Sometimes you don't even feel like getting out of bed. You stay in bed. You might get up, go and get a coffee, go and get something to eat, and you go right back to bed. You're living in your bed. You're not even participating in life. Well, if that's you and you're telling yourself a story, oh, that you can't do this and you can't, it's the story that needs to be corrected. There's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the story that you're telling yourself, and you're feeling the effects of it. And that's how I like to say it to people. There's nothing ever wrong with you. It's the choice that you make to embody that state. That's what's wrong. Because we're all love underneath it all. So once you tap into that love and you open up the floodgates, well, hey, that cures all, actually, is self-love. No matter what it is that you're suffering. But You don't feel too loving when you're in a state of depression. You don't feel too loving to yourself, and you don't feel too loving to others. Well, there's a lot of things that induce it. So if you're one that's feeling depressed and not feeling capable or able, I know what that feels like. But sitting where I am today, I know that the change is possible for all that want it. So I encourage you all, if you're feeling like that, disrupt it. One small thing every day. First thing I tell you, if you want to be in bed like that, well, choose better things to watch. That's your first step. And you may say, what do you mean? Well, look, if you insist on staying in that state, at least sit back and listen to better things. Don't poison yourself on top of the story that you're telling yourself. So put on something motivational. Change the mindset. There's little things you can do. Andy, we're about to wrap up here in a couple of minutes. So you know what? Open the floodgates. Add whatever you want to say before we wrap up this episode.
Open the floodgates. Those have already been open. Yeah. Whew, sorry. Yeah, Toby's hit the nail on the head. The things you watch and listen to, they affect your story you tell yourself too. If you do want to stay in bed, if you watch and listen to something that's more uplifting, more motivational, that want to stay in bed diminishes. There's like, oh, okay, that looks fun. You know, it'll slowly, change what you want to do. But it is all a mindset. If you can conquer the story you're telling yourself and change that story, you won't be stuck in the bed anymore. You'll start noticing a change. You'll get up when you wake up in the morning. You'll want to get in the shower, go for a walk, just something to make you feel better physically. Because laying in the bed is not, it starts making your back hurt. It starts making your legs hurt because you're not using them. If the only thing you're using is that TV remote hand, what's the rest of your body there for? It's going to start shutting down one piece at a time. And nobody wants to feel that. Trust me. I've been there. I had back problems. I had knee problems. I had hip problems. I had, all my joints started hurting because I wasn't moving. Body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest stays at rest. The rest part is not fun when you do it all the time. Because your body starts not wanting to get up and move. Not wanting to, do anything. Like your hands even. If you don't do stuff with your hands, you start developing arthritis. I'm not kidding. I started developing arthritis in my hands because I just didn't want to do, I didn't do anything. Nothing at all. Clicker. Go to the bathroom. I'd get up and fix, food for my kids and my husband. I'd bring it back to my bed and eat. I only ate once a day, and that was when I cooked dinner for everybody. Because if I didn't, the kids were like, Mom, why aren't you eating? I haven't seen you eat all day. Eat. You tell us to eat. Lead by example. I'm like, yeah, I know. But, the little ones don't understand depression. They don't understand anything like that because they're all balls of energy. They want to get up and move around and get up and do this, They don't understand depression. I don't want them to understand it from that point of view either. I want them to keep moving. I want them to, eat at least 3 meals a day. Of course, my little ones eat about 5 times a day. They eat me out of house and home, but I don't ever want them to feel like they don't want to get out of bed. It's not a good feeling, and you start hurting, and it's just mentally, emotionally, and physically not a good thing to stay stuck in bed. So when you feel that coming on, because I definitely feel like coming on this week, but I get up and do stuff. Like my Aunt Crystal called me this morning. She said, I've been throwing up all morning. Can you get me some Sprite? And I said, yeah, I'll be right there. Because that was my call. That was my call to say, hey, you need to get out of bed and do something. You need to do, get out and do something. You don't need to sit in here all day. I'm like, huh? She called me. She's sick. Yes, I'm going to help her. Because my other aunts are busy putting everything together. She was my call. So I got up this morning and I went and got her some Sprite and crackers and something for nausea and took it to her, and I'm here. I'm up. I'm moving around. You have to do that every day. You have to. Because I remember that back pain. I remember that leg pain. I don't like it.
Yeah, I know what that's like. You rest and you rust. That's the body's made to move.
Yeah.
And the body's not made to stay stagnant, no matter what. So that's a huge thing. But that's why I say lessen participation in, in life brings that state on. And a lot of people talk about seasonal depression as it being normal. Depression is never normal.
No.
And it's never a state that anybody should accept willingly.
Yeah.
The first step is to annihilate that belief that you don't have the energy to do anything. Because with the energy that's flowing through your system, running all of your organs and maintaining your equilibrium within, you could light up a city. Literally. So to believe that you are less than that energetic force, and to believe that you don't have the energy, but everything in your body is fueled by that energy, is a contradiction to your most natural state. So that story really, really impacts one, and it really deteriorates their capacities because they believe it to be. So yes, you can disrupt depression by just changing your thought process. Yes, you can rejuvenate your participation in life. Yes, you can. You can get active again, no matter what state you're in right now. But I encourage anybody who's feeling seasonal depression or telling themselves a sad story that's inducing that depression, if you need some help, reach out. Because we won't only disrupt it, but we will destroy it. Yeah, definitely. Guys, so before we close out with a couple of things, just want to mention again, bring in the new year with us. Get your ticket. If you can't get your ticket, put please in the promo code. You can get it for free. If you guys want a free book, there's the download link for it. But guys, come out to Pathways to Paydays. I'm kicking off the summit January 2nd with my no excuse talk, turning your potential into a payday. Yes, because against all odds and against all barriers, I have broken them this year. Yes, I have, and I've done it my way of doing it. So if you guys want to join us in our private group, Empowering You, come on and join us. There's the link. You guys need some time with me? That's where you can get it for free. 30-minute free with me. Guys, I wish you all a loving day. Andy, you want to add something before I wrap it up here?
I just want to say that I love and appreciate every one of y'all that come out here and watch our shows. Your time is precious, and I appreciate you spending time with us just so you can learn. That's what we're here. We're here to teach. So you can learn to be the best you want to be.
Yes, you can. Very much so. I'm still learning how to be the best me. But even though I don't believe I could get much better, the universe believes I can, because boy, am I purging all poison out of my life for 2025 with intention. Guys, today is a new moon. It is a double new moon in the month. It is a power-packed new moon for magic and transformation. Set your intentions today for what you want in 2025. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Bring it in on purpose with intention to love yourself back to life for 2025, no matter what you're feeling right now. All is possible. You can do all and everything. You may think, oh, that's thinking a little bit much about yourself. No, it's not. It is embodying and being true to you and your truest capacities as a human being. Don't rob yourself of the best you and the best life that you could have. No matter what you've lived, no matter what the story is up until now, you can correct it. You can. Anyway, we love you. We're glad that you came out and joined us. We love you. We love you. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome new year. Enjoy the new moon tonight with purpose and intention. Set your intentions for 2025 on purpose. Discard all that you do not want to bring forward with you. Write it out. Acknowledge that those are the things you're not carrying forward. Disrupt those patterns on purpose. Love you all. Have a great day and happy new year. Till next time.
Love you. Bye.
Love you all. Bye.